It's hard to believe it, but the king of rock and roll started out with almost nothing. Not even a bicycle on his 11th birthday. Instead, he got a guitar. This wasn't just any guitar, it was a 6-string promise of things to come. Elvis was in Memphis, feeling the weight of the world but holding onto a dream. His dad, Vernon, and his mom, Gladys, believed in him no matter what. They saw something special in their son. They'd stand on the doorstep, rain or shine, watching as young Elvis sat with his guitar, saying, "One of these days, things will be different." Elvis didn't have much going for him. Money was tight and life wasn't easy. But when it came to music, he found his voice. He wasn't popular in high school. He didn't date anyone, and he even failed music class. But then, something amazing happened. He joined a talent show and sang "Till I Waltz Again With You" by Teresa Brewer. At first, people were quiet, unsure of this shy kid with a guitar, but after he sang, everything changed. He became popular overnight. Music was Elvis's escape. When he sang, his mom's worries and his dad's helplessness faded away. He was no longer just a skinny, acne-prone boy from the Courts neighborhood. On stage, he was powerful and free. He sang love songs under the night sky, drawing crowds of neighbors who listened in silence. In those moments, he was someone special, someone who could touch hearts with just his voice. Elvis loved being around women, especially older ones. They reminded him of his mom, Gladys. He felt safe and accepted around them, unlike with the tough boys at school. This comfort with women would later connect him with millions of fans, but back then, it was just a secret wish. He dreamed of being accepted by the cool kids, the football team, but for now, he was content being himself. By the time he graduated high school, Elvis had found his identity. His parents loved him dearly, and though his twin brother was gone, they remained close in his heart. He felt unstoppable, like he was the star of his own movie. Living outside the norms of society gave him a freedom to create his own world. He had a unique instinct for the pulse of the city, a feeling he couldn't quite put into words but knew deep in his soul. In 1954, a young Jerry Schilling, just 12 years old, stumbled upon Elvis. It was a pivotal moment. Jerry lived in the poor part of town, where music was a constant companion. One day, he saw Elvis playing football with friends. It was Dewey Phillips who introduced Elvis to the crowd, playing "That's All Right" on the radio. Jerry was mesmerized. He recognized the guy on the radio was the same cool kid from Hums High. Elvis had a presence. He was a lovable rebel, cool and unapproachable yet warm with a smile. This meeting marked the start of a friendship that would change both their lives. Back then, Elvis was unknown, just another kid with a dream, but that dream was about to shake the world. Elvis's twin, Jessie, was more than just a sibling. He was a part of Elvis's identity that was deeply intertwined with his sense of self. Born still, Jessie never had the chance to take his first breath or know the world beyond the womb. His grave, unmarked in a small cemetery, became a mystery to the Presley family, leaving them without closure. Elvis, however, chose to believe he and Jessie were more than just twins. They were identical in every way, sharing not just a birth but a connection that transcended the physical. To understand Elvis's bond with his twin, we need to think about how special twins can be to each other. Imagine having a friend who knows you better than anyone else, someone who shares your thoughts and feelings before you even express them. For Elvis, Jessie was that person, even though he never met him. This imagined closeness gave Elvis a unique perspective on life, a sense of connection that few others could understand. Elvis often daydreamed about Jessie, picturing him as a boy and later as a man. He imagined what it would be like to have conversations with him, to share secrets and dreams. This habit of daydreaming was not just a way to fill an empty space in his life, but a means to hold onto something that was lost before it began. It was his way of keeping Jessie close, even when he was physically far away. The idea of being a twin held a special allure for Elvis. It was like having a piece of himself that existed outside his own life. This concept was so powerful that it influenced how he viewed his own success and fame. Many people thought Elvis was obsessed with Jessie, perhaps even believing he talked to him regularly, which made headlines in tabloids. However, close friends and family knew the truth was more complicated. Jerry Schilling, Elvis's childhood friend, said Elvis rarely spoke about Jessie. Elvis's wife, Priscilla, agreed, saying her husband hardly ever mentioned his brother. Yet there were moments when Elvis's feelings about Jessie came through. Once, while making movies in California, a tabloid made a false claim that Elvis had long talks with Jessie. This hurt Elvis deeply because it misrepresented his true feelings. He didn't have conversations with Jessie, he talked to him in his heart and mind. Despite his success, Elvis always felt a bit lonely, wondering what his life would be like if Jessie had lived. He often said that if his brother had been there, many things would have been different. This sense of loss followed him throughout his life, a shadow that no amount of fame or success could fully lift. Elvis never saw a picture of Jessie or held him as a baby. To him, Jessie was a myth, a perfect being who never experienced the imperfections of the real world. This imagined brother became a symbol of pure love and connection, someone Elvis could always turn to in his thoughts. As his mother believed, being the survivor gave Elvis a unique strength, a burden that shaped his character in profound ways. For Elvis, Jessie was never just a brother, he was a part of his soul. Even in death, Jessie remained with Elvis in his heart and in his dreams. Elvis's faith was strong, and he never doubted that he would see Jessie again, perhaps in a place beyond this world where they could finally meet and understand each other fully. In the end, Jessie was more than just a twin to Elvis. He was a source of inspiration, a reminder of the love that can transcend even the most tragic of losses. Elvis carried Jessie with him in every performance, every song, and every moment of his life. And while the world may never fully grasp the depth of their bond, for Elvis, Jessie was forever alive, a ghostly presence guiding him through the complexities of fame and the mysteries of life and death. In 1956, television was a new and exciting world for many Americans. It was a time when people looked to the screen for entertainment and education. TV Guide, a magazine from that era, gives us a glimpse into what people were watching and how they viewed the world through television. On one hand, TV was trying to be serious. Programs like Antigone, with famous actors like Claude Rains, showed that even ancient stories could be brought to life on screen. There were also educational shows discussing philosophy and history, aiming to teach and uplift viewers. However, this serious side of TV feels quite distant to us now, overshadowed by today's reality TV. The TV of 1956 was very much centered around New York and the East Coast. Shows featured elegant, perfect-looking people, all blonde, blue-eyed, and dressed in neat, polished outfits. Cigarettes and beer were advertised freely, without any thought of the harm they could cause. Life seemed carefree and without consequences. In this same year, Elvis Presley was making waves. His first big TV appearance was on The Ed Sullivan Show, a highly respected program. Elvis was a rock and roll sensation, especially among teenagers. His style was bold and different, breaking away from the conservative looks of the time. His tailor, Bernard Lansky, understood this. They created unique suits for Elvis, with patterns and vibrant colors, making him stand out. Elvis wanted to be seen as an entertainer, not just another singer. Backstage at the Dorsey Brothers stage show, where Elvis made his first TV appearance, the atmosphere was lively. The show itself was a big production with music and dance, a far cry from what we might see today. Yet it captured the imagination of viewers who tuned in, eager for a break from their daily lives. Watching these old shows now, we can see how different things were back then. The TV of 1956 was earnest, optimistic, and focused on elevating its audience. It was a simpler time, unaware of the changes that were just around the corner. Elvis Presley, with his unique style and music, was already challenging those norms. His arrival on television marked the start of something new, something that would shake up the world of entertainment forever. As we look back, it's clear that 1956 was a pivotal moment. Television was finding its voice, and Elvis Presley was one of its loudest new singers. His debut on TV, with his striking look and unforgettable music, captured the nation's attention. This was the beginning of a journey that would change music, culture, and the way we watch television forever.